the English Defence League. In 2009, soldiers from a Luton regiment returning from Afghanistan were spat on and shouted at by 12 radical Muslims. In retaliation, non-Muslims fought back. And out of this came the EDL. A group that steadily gained support across Britain for its campaign against the Islamic movement. But many believe they're a racist, violent organisation that recruit from football terraces. So far, I hadn't managed to speak to its leader, Stephen Lennon, who I used to know, but now he's agreed to meet me at Stockwood Park Golf Club. While I'm waiting, other golfers are keen to give their opinion.
The trouble with Luton is, we've lost a town.
Do you feel like that?
I think every big city and town's gone in this country.
Really?
I really do.
Yeah.
And the people that don't live in big towns and cities don't realise what's going on.
Right.
That's not being racist, that's
no.
being factual. You know, these people come in and they should, if they want to be in their country, they should live like we do and live to our rules. Because if you went to Mecca and wanted to put a Catholic church there, you couldn't.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Mm.
I think I've been stood up. Been stood up and blown out. Again. I have that effect on men. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Yet again, Stephen Lennon has failed to show, but at least this time his number two, Kev Carroll, has turned up. Some say the EDL are very aggressive, so I wanted to hear his take on that march that seemed to polarise my hometown.
And we saw the placards, so we ran up there, and then it turned out to be the Muslim extremists. None of them were searched. They could have had anything strapped to them. They let them get so close to our soldiers. They could have had C4 on them. One of them could have pushed that button and took out half of that regiment. That's a joke.
Was there violence? Was there?
No, people were trying. People were trying to get them. Them Muslim extremist scum that did that on the day needed a punch on the bloody nose, or a punch on the nose to make it bloody.
Do you feel like you had no alternative but to fall?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Let's say that. That was just it. That was just like, you are now taking the piss. We get demonised by the press, yeah. Me particularly, because people look at me and they think, oh, he seems a bit aggressive, right? I'm not aggressive. I'm just passionate, you know.
Are you genuinely just standing up against militant Islam, or are you standing up against Islam?
Islam has failed to integrate into this nation. That's what's problem is. Black, white, Chinese, Sikh, Hindu, Buddhist, everybody gets on like a house on fire in Luton, except for the Islamic community, because they do not want to integrate. They haven't integrated, and that's a fact. That's what I'm saying. It's the truth, and they admit that themselves. They haven't. They live in their enclave. There are Muslim children in this town that live in Luton Town, that live in Bury Park, and they do not speak to a non-Muslim. You want to live in this country side by side in peace and harmony, you know, fine, great. But don't stand on our street corners calling for the implementation of Sharia law, which is a backward, retarded, 7th century dogma that wants to murder homosexuals, gay men and women, murder them, throw them from the cliffs. It wants stoning of women. It's horrific.
The EDL seem to think Muslims want to impose primitive rules and punishments on Britain. So I needed to find out if there was any truth in this. I've arranged to go meet a guy, Omar, who I used to work with at the airport, and he's completely in the know about Islam and Muslims. He's a real hive of knowledge, so I need to go and have a chat with him and just ask him 1,000 questions. Hey!
You alright, how you been? Not bad, how you
Oh, thank you for seeing me.
It's okay.
You're super in the know, so I just wondered if you could really dumb it down for me. Like, tell me what Sharia law is.
Sharia law is a method of living in the world. That's what helps you to be a Muslim every day. For example, adultery is seen in Sharia law, and its penalty is given as something like stoning. And that's shocking, but it's almost fictional, because in order for the punishment to go through, right, 1, people need to accuse you. 2, you need to have 4 witnesses that don't just see like a man on top of a woman, that see penetration. So the point of that is it shows you punishments or penalties for crimes are actually just huge deterrents. They're spiritual deterrents if you think about it.
Is that something that all Muslims want that live here, or is that just a myth?
Well, Sharia law, all Muslims want Sharia because personal...
Inside them.
Inside them, in our personal families, we have Sharia here whether you like it or not. Every day you see somebody pray, that's a type of them acting out Sharia.
Yeah.
So we all have Sharia within us, but when you talk about the legal system, that governs certain countries, it doesn't even apply here, because you can't just kind of like create your own community and say,
we've decided we want Sharia law.
Exactly. So we're going to create Sharia law, and we're going to go out, and then this person's going to do this, and then we're going to give them the punishment for that. It doesn't add up, because we're not a vigilante system. You know, you can't take the law into your own hands. So if you live in a country that's non-Muslim, you have to respect that.